Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and of course this is the Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully you like this video, unsubscribe most importantly, and watch as much as you can of these videos, trying to get this channel monetized. So, got actually some interesting news, and this is about the Yankees right fielder, Aaron Judge. Seems like Horseface, Aaron Judge will not be playing anytime soon. From MLB trade rumors, Aaron Judge suffering from torn ligament in big toe. Holy shit. This is at 1 o'clock this afternoon on Saturday. Judge discussed his injury of hock, and other reporters saying it's not going to be perfect here in a couple of weeks. Once we can manage the pain, we're going to be in a good spot. I don't think too many people in here have torn a ligament in their toe. If it was a quad, we'd have a better answer. If it's an oblique or hamstring, we have answers on a timeline for that. With how unique this injury is, and it being my back foot, which I push off of and run off of, it's a tough spot. You know, when a horse breaks its leg, they usually shoot the horse. This is about 12:30 on Saturday. Aaron Judge suffered what was thought to be a sprained right big toe and a bruise when he crashed into the concrete support beam under the Dodger Stadium right field bullpen door on June 3rd while making a spectacular, amazing, terrific catch. Judge hasn't played since. And while he's reportedly been making steady progress in his recovery, Yankees manager Aaron Boone was non-committal about predicting when Judge might return. Other details now come from Judge himself, who told reporters that his injury included a torn toe ligament, not just a sprain. Judge is still feeling pain when he walks, and while he might be starting some limited baseball-related activity soon, he won't yet be able to run until he can at least walk without discomfort. While this is a new information to the public, it obviously isn't a surprise to the team, so it isn't clear if this materially changes whatever very loose timeline might be in place for Judge to return to New York's lineup. Boone suggests that Judge could come back to action before the All-Star break, and that might appear to be the best case scenario given how relatively far away Judge seems to be from truly ramping up his rehab work. Let me tell you something about Aaron Judge. If you haven't paid attention to his career, away from just last year in 2022 and 21 and in 20, he's been hurt a lot. He's had a lot of injuries in his career where he misses long periods of time. So him being hurt again is not a shock. It's not in any way whatsoever a surprise. Now the Yankees have been kind of, treading water. They're now 7-10 after they played the game against the Rangers on Saturday. But they've been treading water without him in the lineup. And really, the Yankees are not a team without Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is their team. If he's not in that lineup, they will struggle to score runs. They struggle to be entertaining. They struggle to do everything right. And without him in that lineup, you pitch around Rizzo, Josh Donaldson, you have to rely more on him. He's a disaster. You can't look at Anthony Volpe. He's terrible so far, and he's a kid. And of course, Liba Torres, he'll hit a home run. He'll make a base running mistake. He'll strike out with he's such a weird player. He's not a winning player. But this Yankee team, without Aaron Judge, they are going nowhere, and nowhere fast. And here's some more news about the St. Louis Cardinals, and actually a rumor in this video. As you know, the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in baseball right now. Dead last in the National League Central, which is the second worst division in baseball, behind the American League Central. And they are dead last. You have some very exciting teams there in the National League Central that include the Reds, the Pirates, the Brewers somewhat, and the Cubs are kind of bringing up the rear of the four of those teams. But the Cardinals are in terrible shape. They've not played good. Their pitching has been terrible. They got two older players on the infield. The defense has been bad. It's about as bad as it gets, and there's not much leadership on that team. We know the story about Wilson Contreras. The pitchers complained about him. And then after a week of him not playing behind the plate, they begged him to come back. And they said, "I'm sorry, Wilson, sorry." Well, from MLBTradeRumors.com. John Mozeliak was the general manager of the Cardinals. Some changes coming for Cardinals, but not a rebuild, the headline says. Only 4 teams have a lower winning percentage than the Cardinals, 413 mark, as the Cardinals' struggles have been one of the biggest surprises of the 23 season. With 31-44 record, time is running out for St. Louis to make a push towards a playoff spot. The club is 11 games out of the National League wildcard berth and 4 games behind the Pirates just to reach 4th place in the NL Central. Barring a major surge, it's looking like the Cardinals will post their second losing record of the last 24 seasons. Wow. This remarkable run of consistency seems to be fueling John Mozeliak's approach to the upcoming trade deadline, as the president of baseball operations ruled out the idea that the Cardinals will pursue a full rebuild. Quote, I would hope the Cardinals are not allowed to rebuild, Mozeliak told reporters, including Jeff Jones of the Belleville News-Democrat, in reference to the pressure St. Louis fans put on the team to remain perpetual contenders. There are no nicer fans in Major League Baseball, so I don't know what pressure they're talking about. It's not like the pressure that I put on my Mets down to win. This is the only scenario that Mozeliak seems to have ruled out in regards to the trade deadline, since, as we sit here on the 23rd of June, we still don't know exactly which path we'll walk. From a front office standpoint, we have to start preparing. The likeliest scenario would seem to be looking for some deals made that maybe could help now, but also could help in the future. Sounds like a Brody Van Wagenen kind of thing. Or that maybe could be more of a reshuffling. Jones feels the Cardinals will take this route, whether they can get back into the race or not, as a nod to the unsettled nature of the club's pitching staff. Adam Wainwright is retiring after the season. Both Jack Flaherty and Jordan Montgomery will be free agents. And Steven Matz's rotation future is far from guaranteed given his ongoing struggles. He's been terrible. He's been terrible since he went to the Cardinals. He pitched so well in Toronto. He's pitched terrible since he went to St. Louis. What kind of pressures is Matz dealing with out there? So it makes sense the Cardinals will be looking to obtain some controllable pitching. St. Louis already made a trade in this mold last summer, obtaining Montgomery from the Yankees in exchange for Harrison Bader. Now, that was a good trade for the Cardinals because it really helped them get to the postseason. And Bader's been good with the Yankees, but he can't stay healthy. A similar pitching for position player slot would make sense on paper, as the Cardinals again have a seemingly glut of players in need of regular at-bats. That said, St. Louis isn't going to be moving any core pieces, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, or any of their true blue-chip young players such as Jordan Walker. Since the team is looking to reload for 24, not rebuild, it can be safely assumed that the likes of Tommy Edman, Wilson Contreras, or Lars Nootbaar are also staying put. But it remains to be seen if any of the other position players have enough value to bring back a noteworthy arm on the trade market. Flaherty and Montgomery could also be trade chips, if the Cardinals did opt to punt on 23 and look to move some pending free agents. As noted, it doesn't seem like the Cardinals will fall into the strict buyer or seller mode, which Mozeliak cited as 2 of the routes for the team heading into the deadline. The other option, to hold pat and do nothing, doesn't appear to be too likely. Since Mozeliak said bluntly that we know we're not where we want to be, and we know we have to make some changes. Interesting. Now let me read you this new thing. This is a fan-sided rumor and an idea, I guess. This involves the Braves. Braves had a perfect trade match with the Cardinals. Before the season began, if you had to consider the notion of the Atlanta Braves and Cardinals making a deadline trade with one another, that it would be one contender helping out another. Instead, it's one contender looking to make the roster even stronger with the help of a team that is seemingly all the way out of the mix at this point. The Braves are still surging as perhaps the best team in the National League, while the Cardinals are at the bottom of the NL Central and have seemingly no light to chase at the end of the tunnel. That light might be a train. As such, they are likely to sell at the trade deadline to help better set up their future, in particular when it comes to pitching. Let me skip a little bit. Jim Bowden of The Athletic revealed a top 100 trade deadline big board this week, and there are plenty of Cardinals. Notably, though, starting pitcher Jack Flaherty, outfielders Dylan Carlson, Lars Nootbaar, and Alec Burleson, and do-it-all threats Tommy Edman and Brendan Donovan were all mentioned as possibilities to be dealt, and they would all fit what the Braves need. Obviously, there are varying levels of cost that the Braves would have to pay in any of these trades, but all are viable options for a team trending toward competing for the second World Series win in 3 seasons. More importantly, F the Braves and F the Cardinals. As a Mets fan, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna the Cardinals are gonna be involved in so many different rumors. You're gonna get sick of it, and you can get sick of it hearing about all these different teams being involved. The A's are gonna be involved, the Mets are gonna be involved. You might hear the Red Sox. The Red Sox on last place, but they have a winning team. You know, you're gonna get, if you're a team in the American League Central, you're gonna be, what's my team doing? Are they going to make some moves? They're not going to make some moves. The entire division is a disaster, by the way. But you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.